Thank you for watching, Malice. It's really been a pleasure hanging out today. Golly. Alrighty, so this is the first day of review for Pokemon Let's Go. I chose Pikachu because I remember back in the day playing Pokemon Yellow with the Pikachu and just falling in love with the Pikachu. I also remember having Pokemon Red. That's one I went with because, you know, it's life. Life is like that. So been a long time Pokemon player, but I did skip a lot of time in the middle. So we're going to get into my thoughts on this game here, how it differs, how it's the same, and the feel of it, general feel of it. So if you're watching this review on YouTube, leave a like, leave a comment, and hit subscribe. If you're watching on the Twitch highlights section, definitely leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Drop a follow. I stream Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. We do playthroughs, and then at the end of that, every playthrough, we do a review, and then I make playlists on YouTube with all the reviews and playthroughs and everything. So you just want to see them through. If, you know, you need something to watch while you're at work and all that jazz, feel free to check it out. So my thoughts on the game. It's $60, so let's start off with prices. $60, or it is $100 if you want to get it with the Pokeball. I opted to not get the Pokeball, which I kind of want to get the Mew. So knowing it's not more money. Like, you can get it in a bundle with the game and the ball now if you want, but you can get the ball alone. So it's going to be the same cost. So, you know, that's not bad. I think it's a little bit of a silly thing. Me personally, those that watch the channel and get to know me know, I probably will never ever connect the ball to, like, my phone, because I don't like things that track me. I know it might sound crazy. I just don't like that. So, you know, that's probably something I'm not going to partake in. But I'll use it with the game system. You know, it looks cool, and at least I'll have a Mew to play with. That'd be pretty cool. But it is, I guess, pay to win if you got the Mew. You know, like in the game, you just be going ham. So today, I didn't do anything with multiplayer in the game. So cost aside, we'll then talk about after everything, is the cost worth it or is it not? So I didn't do anything multiplayer. I just did the solo play here. I don't appear to have a map here anywhere. Let's see. I communicate. Let's check if the Pokédex has a map. I haven't found it. We've seen 44 Pokemon. We've obtained 23 different types of Pokemon at this point. I don't see a map here, but maybe one in the bag. Town map. View at any time. Alright, so we've gone through, we got from the starting area into the first zone there. We've gone to Viridian City, then we went up to Viridian Forest, into Pewter City, Mount Moon, got through that, and then to Cerulean City, and now we're up towards where you meet Bill, and then do a thing with Bill there. So we're not crazy far into the game. We play for about 5 hours, 20 minutes, and so far in the game, so we don't have multiplayer covered yet, but so far in the game for just general play, it's fun. It feels in some ways like a Pokemon. Like, I did recently play, let me see which one it is. So I did recently play a little bit of Pokemon Ultra Moon here for the Nintendo DS, because I recently bought a DS. So there are some differences in that and, like, the older original Pokemons that I mainly played back in the day. With, like, you know, the different new types of Pokemon that I'm not used to and stuff. And kind of, like, the way, like, you can, like, play with your Pokemon and stuff. It's kind of a little bit different than what I'm used to. But it's very different than what I'm used to, like, coming from, like, the more so original Pokemon to this, where you're getting a chance to see the Pokemon that you might want to catch. So if I head back, you know, if I head all the way back, I'll show you. You'll be able to see the Pokemon walking around. So in this, instead of kind of grinding on the Pokemon to level up, you kind of Really? Now they're not gonna spawn for me? Now they're not gonna spawn? Thanks a lot, Pokemons. Thanks a lot, Pokemons. There we go. So you see that Pokemon over there? Just standing right there in the grass there? So they walk around like that, and if you want to catch them, you pretty much just run up to them. So I run up to it, and you gotta touch it. Really? Is my Onix getting in the way? So there is a lot of glitch. So you gotta run up to it and catch it, and then it turns into Pokemon Go, where you're pretty much just doing that. And now I caught the Pokemon. We'll see if it catches it or not. There we go. And now I caught the Pokemon. So the old days, you'd have to fight the Pokemon, get its health down, and then when it was weak, then, you know, it's easier to catch, let's say. Now, this is the way to kind of level. You catch them. If you catch them with Excellent, you get more XP for all your Pokemon. You still do get into fights with, like, other trainers and other bosses and stuff. But mainly, you know, you're dealing with... Oh, gosh, this is a fun glitch. So I gotta get off of my Onix to be able to catch it. It's a little bit wonky. We'll get into that. So... now it's going perfectly straight, but in this mode here, when you're catching the Pokemon, a lot of glitches. The Pokeball, you'll go straight, and the Pokeball goes straight left. And then you'll go right, you know, like, even you'll go straight right, and the Pokeball goes left. Like, and then you'll go left, and the Pokeball goes right. You know, like, the motion in this game, if you're watching, you haven't gotten the game yet, you're trying to decide... I will tell you, from my experience, and this, I've played other games with the motion controls. I haven't seen any problems with this in the other games. I was just recently playing Starfield, you know, and really, like, no issues whatsoever. See? There we go. There we go. So, earlier, I ran into one of the characters, and, oh, you son of a gun. And... I was trying to catch it, but it was moving around. So the characters that are moving left and right are crazy hard to catch. Just crazy hard to catch. Because you can't... if it's not straight, you know, like I'm getting like uber lucky with the straight shots, you know. But it's kind of funny that now, like, it's going perfectly where I want it to go now that I'm talking about it. It's like the game is almost listening to me right now. Kind of silly. Oh, I definitely don't want to take that one on right now. That one, maybe I should, though, for the review. Just for the review. Okay, so this is one of the ones that do move around. Vandanat. So I'm not going to give it any... I'm not going to give it any berries or anything. Let's see. Now, look. So you saw the movement. I just went like that, and it went to the left. Now, that was another just straight shot, yet it's still going a little bit to the left. You know, it's weird. And now I catch it easy, and now that one's not jumping around on me like crazy. Oh, it's like the game is listening. The game is listening to me. It's like, oh, he's talking about a possible glitch, so now we're not going to show it. You know, so it's not a glitch if you can't replicate it and such. Golly. But, so that was one issue I ran into today. I wish I could re-show you. I mean, we did see it once there where I did go straight, and it... oh, now Pikachu thinks I want to play. Okay, a delay for the cuteness. Yes, I named my Pikachu Choo-Choo, because he's the little Choo-Choo. He's so adorable, oh my goodness. So, you know, that aside, so the main way of leveling, catching Pokemon, is glitched out. It's absolutely glitched out. So right now, I can't say, you know, that the game, like, that's going to take away from my overall in the game. So we'll talk about that later. And then the way of leveling aside from that, so it's basically, you're getting a little bit of story from, like, all the characters you're talking to, just like the old Pokemon. You're running into, you know, Team Rocket, just like the old Pokemon. You're getting little dungeons where there's little maze areas, like Mount Moon we ran into, had little, like, you know, you climb down this ladder, and then you walk a little way, and you climb down another ladder. But so far, everything, the older Pokemons were a little bit more complex, so I can't say for sure, since this is day one, I'm only like 5 hours into the game, can't say that dungeons aren't going to get more complex, But so far, the dungeon, there was like 2 little ladder climb down spots, and then it went into a little kind of hallway, and then another ladder climb down, and it was led right to like where the prize was at the end of that. So not like crazy complex. I mean, not like Zelda level, move this block left, right, up, and do this thing to get to what you want to get to yet. But interesting nonetheless. So no real glitches there. Didn't really run into any game crashes. Didn't run into anything else of wonkery other than just emotion. There's one time when I was trying to pet Pikachu, and I'm literally holding this like this, and like just one like tiny movement, and like the little hand thing was flying away, and it was automatically registering me pressing the button. And like I said, like I just was playing, you know, a game recently, and I was having no problems with this. So I don't think it's the controller, you know, that's wonky. I think it's got to be something up with the game settings or something that's kind of messing it up, because it doesn't seem to happen all the time. But who knows? Maybe, who knows? Maybe just today, somehow my controller just was like, nope, I give in. You know, so we'll see. I'll try and do some more testing with that. So all this stuff aside, is the game worth $60? I don't know. Because it doesn't really have the grind that the old Pokemon did. I think there was a little bit more complexity in having to fight the Pokemon to catch them. But nowadays, with things like motion control and the controllers, whereas the old games didn't have that, you know, I think it does open up the door to at least try something new. And it is a little bit fun. I wish that the controls were better. You know, like that's the one part that I'm having an issue with, where the controls and the motion controls, I'm having a little bit of an issue with. So it's kind of taking it away from me. It's kind of taking the experience away from me, you know. Whereas if the motion controls were really on point and were really crisp, then that feeling of really hitting the target, or, well, I don't want to say target, but catching the Pokemon, you know, with the Pokeball, I think would have a little something more to it, you know. And then I did run into one time, though, that I was using Great Balls, and I was getting excellence, and the Pokemon was still not getting caught. So it's like, and it didn't make any sense. It didn't look like there was any change in the skill or the level of that Pokemon, you know. So it kind of seems like some of the settings might be a little bit off, and there's definitely wonkiness. So I really can't say for sure that I feel this game is worth $60. I think, you know, as of right now with the glitches, I would say it's more of a $40 title, because it also doesn't have that grind of, you know, having to fight constantly to level your Pokemon, you know. And also, every time you catch a Pokemon, you get XP for all of your Pokemon. And you can get like 150 XP just for getting an excellent catch on like a harder to catch Pokemon. So that really flies the levels of your Pokemon up. I mean, I'm flying through in the 5 hours. I mean, we got Pikachu to level 22. We got Onix 16, Ivysaur. We got an Ivysaur 18, Pidgeotto 20. You know, the Charmander, the Ivysaur, and the Magikarp are newer Pokemon in my group here. You know, and of course I'm not using Magikarp in fights because it doesn't have any abilities yet. But I'm trying to level it, get it leveled up before I have a water Pokemon. You know, nice little diverse group forming there. You know, so I don't know. But what I can say, the only thing I can say is I'm just genuinely and thoroughly enjoying the game. So glitches aside, I'm enjoying the game. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I think it's cool. It's another Pokemon game for sure. It's definitely a Pokemon game, that's for sure. I was really excited to see Pokemon fighting with multiple Pokemon. So being able to take turns with more than just 1 versus 1, doing a 2v2 was really, really interesting. And I'm hoping that we get a chance to do maybe a 5v5 or a 6v6. Like, I think that would be wild. Like, imagine being able to use multiple Pokemon, and then maybe even Pokemon getting even more complex and having AoE, like area of effect attacks that do more than one target like other RPGs. Like, imagine how complex Pokemon would have to be with having hundreds of Pokemon with all these different attacks. You know, how complex it would be to figure out what type of, you know, group you want to make up. Like, it would be wild. Now, like I said, I did skip a lot of games. I only played a little bit of that Pokemon Ultra Moon, you know, so I don't know if this is in that also. I don't know if this is just a new feature in games, in Pokemon games, but to me, that was so exciting. So it's like, I can't say for sure if it's worth 60 because I don't know if these glitches will be fixed, you know, in the near future. You know, you don't want to spend $60 or $100 getting a Pokeball with it just for one character, you know, for a game that, you know, like, if I spent $40 on the Pokeball and went straight forward like that, and the ball went like that, I think I would be absolutely infuriated. Like, I spent $40, and when I do this, because the game is glitched, the ball's going, pew, you know? So, that to me, like, I always have to go with my first honest opinion, because this is a live review. It's just stuff going off my head, and I just sit here and ramble for a little while, you know, so I just gotta be honest with that. But even if you get it for 60, I think it's going to be a game that you're going to enjoy playing because it's a fun game so far. I'd love to find out how the multiplayer works. I'd love to find out if I can fight my friends. I know I could trade. I found out from one of the people in our chat, Ice Wolf, thank you, Ice Wolf, that I can trade the Pokemon. So I'm looking forward to trading with Ice in the future. But imagine if you could do, like, fights with your friends, or maybe even co-op would be really interesting with your friends. I know there's a little feature, like if I do this, all of a sudden now I have a second person running with me, you know, and I can control this one independently of myself, you know. That's wild, you know. And then if I want to get rid of that person, boom, like, goodbye. This is like, what the, you know, I don't know yet how to do that, what to do with that. Like, the game hasn't mentioned it to me other than that I could call in that person for help, so I don't know what it is. But if you're watching, I think it's a fun game. I will say that I think it's a fun game. So if you really love Pokemon and you just need a little bit more Pokemon in your life, and you got $60 or $65 after tax or whatever the deal is, get it. If you've got a Switch, get it. What do you got to lose? Fun having the journey of catching Pokemon to be able to ride an Onix? I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to ride an Onix? Who doesn't want to do that? Who's like, nah, I'll pass, you know? Like, come on. Let's not be silly. Let's not be silly. It's cool. That's why I'm just showing it off in this screen all willy-nilly. But that's my first day take of this. If you check tomorrow, I will make another review, and it'll be a day 2 review, and every day I do play through this game, we'll do a review. Or if, you know, another game comes along that's a new game and I want to review that too, play that. But when we come back to this, I'll always, every time I play it, even if it's another week from now or something, we'll do a review. But that's what we like to do here. Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, we do reviews and we do playthroughs. So come on by if you want to check it out. That's my thoughts on it for day 1. Click like if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment. If you're watching on Twitch, leave a comment, drop follow, all that jazz. Thank you for watching. If you're watching live, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, getting to hang out. We got to hang out, Malice and I here, Ice Wolf, Blue Fang, Skull was hanging out. Golly gosh, thank you everybody. And everybody else that was watching, if you were lurking or if I missed you, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. There we go, Malice. But we'll be back tomorrow. More games, more things to do, you know. We'll have a good time. Night-night, everybody.